Hello everybody, and this is the video where I'm just going to go through some of my ideas for the F1 2013 game. I'm just going to adjust the volume because I'm probably overloading the microphone right now, so it's all good. Yes, these are some of my ideas for the game, which launches in the autumn at some point. So yeah, here they are. If you have any further ideas, then do not hesitate to put them in the comments. It's quite a long wish list at the moment, so be ready to put this up. Firstly, suspension damage, rather than the wheels just falling off completely. So we have wheels at drunken angles. Don't forget the wheels have tethers, they don't in the game. Also retiring in the pit, so you know, maybe able to limp your wrecked car to the pits and then retire it. It's a lot easier, it's a lot simpler. Podium celebrations after the races if you're in the top three. Maybe you could even control, I don't know, using the left stick or something. You could control the spraying of the bubbly so you can get it in Vettel's eyes if you wanted. I think that would be quite a nice feature, control it, because I mean, the podium's been in F1 games before. Why not add something completely new, such as the ability to completely control the podium as well? Car failures more often, your car failing, other cars failing. Whilst reliability is very good, cars still break down, let's face it. So we need some more, more AI crashes and mistakes. You know, the AI seems to drive a perfect line whenever I'm against them in every difficulty level, whatever track, whatever weather. They never seem to go offline. It's incredible. So yeah, more mistakes, running off the road, a spin right in front of you, so you have to dodge it. I mean, that'd be more exciting, and add sort of a random aspect into the game. A difficulty slider, like in Toka 3, because the 5 presets, I'm all right. I can sort of, I can't remember what this is. Professional. I blitz, even in a HRT. I win every single race from pole. With the hardest one, Legend, I'm still able to win a championship in a backmarking team. It's a hell of a fight, but I can do it. So there needs to be a balance, a much bigger balance between them. The return of FP1 and FP2, I think I'm the only person that ever seemed to use them, but that'd be nice. Drive to the grid. So when you leave the garage, you just sort of get it fade out. Maybe you could actually drive to the grid. Potentially have an interview on the grid, you know, Martin Brundle's grid walk arriving or something ridiculous like that. And then your formation and slowdown laps. Again, you should be able to turn these options off if you don't want them. This applies to the podium as well. As well as my next ideas, interviews before practice, after qualifying, before and after the races, because that's how many interviews a real F1 driver has to do, and I think that would be a nice feature to be incorporated into the F1 game. Codemasters have always had this live the life sort of mantra about their games, so it would be nice to see that be there. You know, obviously you can turn it off because it may get frustrating. Also, interviews affecting your standing within the team. I remember in F1 2010, if you said the car was appalling, the team liked you less, and that could be quite good. And then if that has a bearing on your standing within the team, and then also if you keep saying bad things, they won't offer you a contract for the next season, that sort of thing. That'd be nice. The return of the paddock from F1 2010 and F1 2011, preferably the 2010 paddock, because I thought that was excellent. I think that's probably my favourite menu of the game so far. Each team's numbers change at the end of the season, so if you're champion, you drive car 1. Whatever team you're driving, not just if you're driving the Red Bull or whatever car happens to be. Yes, so if you happen to be driving the any car other than the Red Bull. For licensing, the drivers can't change, but if the numbers change, they're in the same font. I think that could be doable. I'm not sure. It might be doable. And I'd like to see that, so the numbers of the cars change, and perhaps even as a result, their position in the pit lane changes as you go through the career mode. I think that'd be quite nice. The safety car's got to come out easier. I've seen horrendous pile-ups at Monte Carlo that I may or may not have caused, and yet still it's only a waved yellow flag. There's not even a safety car, let alone a red flag. So the red flags need to come out easier as well. Safety car or red flag, or even a safety car start due to heavy rain. If you set it for heavy rain, and it's biblically heavy rain, you should get the safety car or a red flag out. I mean, every time they seem to need to go onto the full wet tyres in F1 now, they red flag it. So why not have that in the game as well? The ability to select differences in the weather. So maybe if you want, you can sort of set it to change. Because I always like that when I'm doing my race series, which I'm never successful on YouTube. I like it when they change weather halfway through. So maybe you could set it to start dry and end wet. But then to keep the suspense in, you won't know when the rain starts. So do you try to preempt the weather and risk burning out your wet or intermediate tyres, or do you hold out? It's that sort of thing. So you again, it's like in real F1. You know it's going to rain at some point because of radar. It's just when. It's that sort of thing. So it isn't actually that unrealistic. Design your own helmets using personal sponsors and team sponsors. So let's say you drive for McLaren. You can have Vodafone on your helmet, or Monster Energy, or one of a personal sponsor as well. And just like the Forza way of doing the graphics on your car, I think that's a very good way of doing it. I'd like to see that incorporated. I think that would be very nice. A trophy room. Yeah, win the trophies, get them on the podium, and then have a room full of them. Why not? The penalty system. I don't need to say any more about that. The penalty system. I've got penalties for I don't really know. I drove on the track. A car went off in front of me by about 150 yards in an online race once. Yeah, a good 150 yards in front of me. Flew off the road. He forgot to brake or something, and I get a penalty for it. I don't know what happened there. More R&D objectives throughout the season, and also longer challenges. I mean, most of the ones on the previous games have been one lap. It's not really enough, We see, and also when you're doing the R&D challenges, maybe one of those like aero rake things that you get on the cars, the big tubey things, and Flovis paint going everywhere, and occasionally covering the camera, which does happen in F1. So yeah, all the big aero measuring devices. I think that would be quite nice to see during the practice sessions when you're doing the R&D. Champions mode. I don't think anybody loved that. If it gets dumped, I don't really care. And also pre-season testing. That would be nice. Go to pre-season testing and have the car handle terribly and improve. It gets your eye in a non-competitive environment before practice even. I think that would be quite nice. Get used to the car and everything. And also car launches. We need some car launches. That would be quite nice to see. Because you appearing at the car launcher and maybe having an interview like, what do you think of this season? I don't know, the car looks ugly. Next, that sort of thing. That'd be nice. This happened to me when I was trying manual gears at one point, because I got into a bit of a mess breaking down because I was bit distracted by something. I think I was racing somebody. We were side by side. I got braked a million years too late, so I just started hammering down through the gears and ended up in reverse and span. You need to remove the ability to select neutral or reverse when you're going above a certain speed forwards, because that keeps happening. Also, the second hairpin in Singapore, the curbing. The curbing needs to be pushed back to the wall where it actually is, because that's not correct. Also, updating the tracks in general. More of them have got asphalt runoff, and nobody likes it, and it's horrible. Telemetry as well. That'd be quite nice. So steering input, wheel travel, ride height, suspension loading. Because I think that was in Jeff Crammond's Grand Prix. Back in the good old days. I think that would be quite nice to see. A smarter engineer. Please, can we have a smarter engineer who gives you real-time input? You know, rain is 2 minutes away. Rain is 1 minute away. It's going to start. You know, it's going to start to drizzle on sector 3. Be careful. Or also, you know, telling you what you need to do all the time, giving you a lot more information, and you know, and also the guy directly behind you. He always talks about the guy 2 places behind. So let's say you're in the lead, he'll talk about the guy in 3rd every time. You're in 14th place, he will talk about the guy in 16th. He won't tell you about the guy in 15th, who is slightly more important than the guy in 16th. Yeah, that's just very annoying. You know, more damage as well, going back to the crashes from the start of the video. Oh, excuse me. You know, they aren't very spectacular. The wheel comes off, the wing comes off. A front wing and some wheels comes off. That's all that really happens in the crashes. Rear wings need to fall apart. Suspension needs to go everywhere. You know, look at Robert Kubica's crash. There was more than just a front wing and some wheels there. Everything that was on the car fell off. That's what we want. Let's keep going. The menu needs to not have as many confirmations for really unimportant changes as well. Can we get rid of the national flag in these driver tags? We don't need it. Okay. This applies to online as well. Well, actually, I don't know online, but offline especially. The handling system needs tweaking so that you feel when the car's going to spin rather than just having the constant tyre squeal. And the Kerr's noise was rubbish. The engine noises need changing as well. Yeah, it's... Oh, invite friends to sessions that are in progress right up to the race start online. I think that would be quite nice. Mirrors, they need to work. They need to actually work. When you're in the cockpit view and you want the ultimate realistic experience, you're not going to push look back, are you? You're going to look in the mirrors. But you can't because they're useless on 2012 and 2011 and 2010. So, yeah. So, it needs adjusting. Also, options for how much or how little assistance your engineer provides regarding tyre wear, fuel usage, and so on. The ability to alter front wing angles during pit stops. We see it in F1, where drivers come in, they'll do it, they'll get whiz around the thing. That'll be quite nice to feature. And also the ability, if your front wing is damaged, to not have it changed during a pit stop. That'd be nice. And adjustable fuel loads, more of that. So yeah, if you have any more ideas, put it in the comments. Let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching. Like, favourite if you enjoyed. Thank you very much.